What's the doggy saying? Is he saying woof woof? Woof woof?
When you get pregnant and you're planning your life and your future with your child, 1,000 things run through your head of all the things that can go wrong, and you hope they never do. But then once that baby's born and things start off good and happy and healthy, and you just can't let yourself get caught up into any fears of things that could happen or might happen. A life, altering and changing event that you just don't think that you're gonna have to go through. It's hard that you couldn't save your child from that, or I can't take away her pain, or I couldn't give her back the life that she had thought she was gonna have. It's hard when you can't protect them from everything. When Avery was little, gymnastics really was everything. I think she'd have been happy just being able to fly around on the bars and the beam and stuff forever. We went to a meet in Atlanta, and she got hurt in warm-up, hurt her knee a little bit. They say that everything happens for a reason. One of the attendings saw her and looked at her knee and bilateral x-rays again, and he's like, "Did they not tell you about the tumor?"
I never thought I would be here today. Laying in that hospital bed, I was like, there's nothing good that could ever come out of this. Like, my life is over. I went through my childhood and I was like, I want to go to the Olympics. Like, I want to do gymnastics in college. Because I had all these goals set and they were all gymnastics. And so whenever my doctor was like, you can't do gymnastics anymore, I was like, well, what do I do now?
Avary Grover is exceedingly talented. She is the consummate athlete.
I actually think she's stronger than she was before. She defies odds. It's crazy, but it's awesome to see.
Obviously, I went from the really dark place in my life of having absolutely nothing. So yeah, so I would say cheerleading saved me.
8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, squeeze. 3, dip, 5, lift, 7, 8. You're the last one to see it come around, so just try to grab what you can and stay underneath it.
After going through the bone cancer, to bounce back from that, to be determined to get back in the gym just shows a sheer love and passion and heart for what she does.
It's kind of like this life lesson of whatever life throws at me, it's gonna be okay, and we're gonna find a way through it.
I never even imagined the things that would come out of it. Cheerleading has been my amazing grace.
Just finished our season, level 5, right, at the top. So we're transitioning into level 6, right? We're excited? Yes. Yeah, are we ready?
Yes.
Everybody's gonna have to work?
Yes.
Yes? All right, so today when we're going into practice, we're starting the opening with the 2 delays, that's easy for you, into the 2 to fulls. And then we'll break off into our running tumbling and start working some running tumbling passes. Standing fulls, we're gonna warm those up, okay? And then we'll warm up everybody else. You ready? All right, here we go. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Squeeze. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Squeeze. Let's go. Yes! Oh, good! Way to finish.
My relationship with Avary is I have had the blessing of coaching her. She came into our program as a gymnast interested in competitive cheer, and she picked up, took off, and has been a member of Cobra Kai for the last 3 years.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Does anybody else need another pass? Okay, if you need another pass, take it now.
From the time that I met Avary, she came in and she is an absolute light in the gym. Always has a smile on her face. She's always working hard. My initial reaction of her was I knew she was going to be someone that just took to this sport with passion and took off, and she sure did.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go 1, 2, 3, up 4. Good.
She makes practice so fun, and everyone's interacting. Everyone's growing as a cheerleader together, so we're all constantly encouraging each other. We're all just like one big family.
So we'll go through it one more time. Give me your best, same rules apply, and then we'll take a break and switch over into some stunning. All right?
Avary is an amazing teammate. Whether she is involved in the stunt or whether she's involved in the tumble pass herself or whether she's on the sidelines for it, she's always cheering them on. She's everybody's biggest cheerleader and everybody's biggest fan.
Nice job, guys. Keep it up. Here we go. Ready, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, head, 3, dip, 5, stand, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, hold. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 3, 5, 7, and 1. Good job. Look at you. Tiny but mighty over here. Awesome. So, Avary's first time basing that stunt. So yell for Avary.
Go, Avary, go!
Good job. High five. All right, y'all get a quick drink. Good job, everybody. Everybody. Yeah. Yours too, first time, yes? Or was that, no, you've done that one before, haven't you? Yeah.
You're the one that taught me that.
Yeah, let's bring it in. All right, so amazing job today. How many of you did stuff in the music that you haven't done consistently before today's practice? Nobody? Everybody's thrown their passes? One pass, yeah, good. Okay, but hey, if it's one every practice, right, that's good. Like we say in the routine, one section at a time. When we're going through the routine, one step at a time at practice, especially when you're making the jump from 5 to 6. So we gotta take all the small victories, yes? Yes. 5, 6, 7, 8. C-O-B-R-A-K-A-I, Cobra Kai.
When Avary was little, she tried a lot of different sports and things, but she was always so shy. So she tried dance, but she would stand on stage and cover her face with her tutu, just like lift it up and hide behind whatever she was in. She fell in love with gymnastics pretty early when she was young, but it was interesting because it was her third meet before she even realized she was getting a score. Had no clue that they were getting a score or competing. She was just out there because she loved it.
Across Avary Grover. All right, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations. These are your Junior A all-around champions.
So when I started gymnastics, I was 2 years old. I immediately fell in love with it. I went into a competitive state of gymnastics when I was about 6 or 7. That's when I started an elite team level 3.
She medaled, she won all-around meets every now and then, and she really just enjoyed competing with herself and learning new skills.
I liked it because there's 4 different events, so maybe I wasn't doing that great on bars, but I could go to BM and be getting like all these new skills. So it was like encouraging even whenever I was struggling in some aspects.
Of course, when she was little, like every little girl, I'm gonna go to the Olympics and it's gonna be awesome. And I think that kind of started dwindling off as the more hours and realization of what type of dedication that takes. As Avary started doing her more and more hours of gymnastics, she was homeschooled 5th, 6th, and 7th grade. So starting in her 6th grade year into the 7th grade year, she was doing 30 hours a week. She was training a lot, but that year she had a lot of random pains. Like, she was in pain a lot more. We went to all different, trying to figure out where it was coming from, never really had any injuries. And so she kind of just got used to dealing with it. I'm just training hard, I'm sore. We went to a meet in Atlanta, and she got hurt in warm-up, missed her first event, but then was able to finish the meet. She had some small little fractures in the knee that she hurt. They said, but you know what? They're gonna heal. We need to talk about your other leg. And we're like, what do you mean her other leg?
And they were like, what are you doing about the tumor? The tumor? Like, what tumor?
And they said, well, there's a tumor here that you just need to get this looked at. She found a reason for why she'd been having so much pain.
We got to get you into surgery. Like, this is not good. Like, your femur is about to shatter. Like, we could amputate your leg. Like, and so that's when I kind of started getting scared.
We went into surgery thinking, she was told 4 months, you'll be back to what you were doing before. 4 to 6 months, you'll be back into all your gymnastic stuff. Everything will be fine. The surgery ended up taking over 5 hours. The surgeon called us out there and into a room to talk to her. Said, she's doing fine. I was able to save her femur, but we had to put in rods and plates and screws to support it. She's now not allowed to put any weight on her leg at all for 4 months. Of course, then Avery asks and we ask, well, okay, so if we can't walk for 4 months, so when do you think, like a year to get back into what we were doing before? And she just, oh, you'll never do what you did before. Your leg will never be able to handle that again. It's over.
When I first found out that gymnastics was like not in my future anymore, I was kind of shocked because like I went through my childhood and I was like, I want to go to the Olympics, like I want to do gymnastics in college. Like I was so set on like my whole entire future being gymnastics. And so I was like, well, now I have nothing to work for. Like I have no goals. Like I don't know what to do now.
Initially, when Avery finally, wrapped her head around the fact that she couldn't do gymnastics anymore, she was going to MD Anderson multiple times a week for therapy, and she would come home and she's like, I don't know how to handle this because it's not fair that I can't do gymnastics, but I'm in therapy with people who don't have legs and who are hooked up to chemo, and I'm so lucky and I'm so blessed, and it could have been so much worse. So how can I feel sorry for myself? How can I be upset about where I am in my life?
I think it was all really scary for me. Obviously not having gymnastics to go to, not being at the gym, which I've been trained like my whole life for, because that's where I grew up. That whole aspect of it was really hard for me.
Heel toe, heel toe.
Good. And you get nice extension, so when you go out, you get nice and straight. So straight leg, heel down.
And we're walking.
When she was 4, she was running through the kitchen with Dad while he was cooking. She was in a princess dress. They were playing around. He was chasing her, pretending to get her with the tongs, and she'd run around laughing, run back through, back and forth. And she tripped on her princess dress, and she knocked herself in the head and knocked herself unconscious. Of course, we freaked out, took her to the hospital. She had a really bad concussion, which she recovered from, of course, without a problem. Young, resilient kids. But we always joke, the worst you got injured was running through the kitchen wearing a princess dress. We're never gonna tell you you can't wear a dress again. We're never gonna tell you you can never run again. It was just such a freak thing you never can control, but the worst injury she did to herself was running at 4 years old. Like, you don't stop that. So the tumor was just a freak chance. It's hard as a mom, but I had to keep telling myself that over and over again, that it can be anything that can change your life and can take things from you. So you've got to enjoy what you can while you have the opportunity and the ability.
Somewhere.
It's
yeah,
like
no, I saw
your
it the other day.
very first itty bitty little leotard. That's when you came home from the hospital.
I've been doing flips since.
Okay, but you decided that you were going to teach the dog how to go through the doggy door. Because we were trying to train, I forgot who's a friend of ours' dog, and they wouldn't go through. And as we were like trying to show it, you waddled on over and like started doing handstands through it to teach the dog.
It's funny. What picture is this? Oh yes, for my first little show off, I guess, and my first real leotard. That was so cute.
That was your first like
stars.
Real like gymnastics class, because they used to come into your preschool.
Yeah.
So I don't think you remember this. You got second place on beam and you tripped getting up on the podium. I'm sure they're like, wait a minute, are we sure we got the right girl?
And
Crazy
do you
memories.
Remember all of these? They're all from MD Anderson. But I just have.
Oh my gosh, you were obsessed with saving them all. I forgot about that.
These aren't even all of them. They're just, I had that appointment like every 3 months that they'd go and take new x-rays, and so I would get admitted.
I don't know if you remember this. You used to be so mad when they would put fall risk on you because you're like, I'm not gonna fall.
Yeah.
But they had to, and you didn't like being called a fall
Because
risk
then,
at
like,
all.
of the nurses and everyone like looks at you and they're like, move, you're gonna fall.
Let's not add to this. Like, no more. Like, no, we don't need. Have you ever counted them?
There's so many.
You realize how blessed she was that it was caught when it was caught by a freak accident, and how blessed she was that she's not having to go through chemo and all of those things. But still, for a 12-year-old little girl to have her life taken away from her was a hard adjustment.
That was definitely like the hardest mental thing that I have ever gone through. Like, it was just constantly like a fight with myself to like get me out of bed in the morning and like take myself to school, then go home and like do my homework, which I never really had a problem with before. It was just so hard to like carry myself. I didn't have anything to work for.
We needed to help her find something else to go into. And so we threw out cheerleading. She was so opposed to it. It's kind of one or the other. You don't ever do both. So if I'm a gymnast, I can't be a cheerleader.
When I was in gymnastics, my coach was always like, cheerleaders are stupid. Like, you don't want to quit and be a cheerleader. They just wear the big bows and the red lipstick and act like they're doing something. I mean, it was always kind of frowned upon in like the gymnastics world, especially like where I grew up. And so whenever I first got hurt, I was like, oh, well, I don't want to be a cheerleader. Like, that's stupid. I had a couple friends that I grew up doing gymnastics with that quit gymnastics and made the switch to cheerleading.
I think having other people who had gone through not doing gymnastics anymore convinced her just to give it a try. She tried out, and it's funny because as a mom, I thought there's no way she's not going to make it. I know she's going to make it. Her jumps and her tumbling, the stuff that she had from gymnastics will carry her through.
I think that most people would say that watching an athlete struggle with injuries is heartbreaking. But it wasn't heartbreaking to watch Avary. She has an ability to learn things very quickly. So although she was relatively new to cheerleading, she was a very experienced gymnast. I met her spring of her 8th grade year when she tried out for my team.
She made it. She was ecstatic.
And so I think that was like the first part for me that was really like, oh, like this is something I like doing.
Meeting Avary for the first time was an opportunity to see an incredible athlete that was going to be able to really expand our team and what we're able to do. And I saw that right off the bat.
But she was still that shy little 2-year-old that would hide her face in a tutu. She didn't like to smile. She didn't like to speak in front of crowds. She told me that one practice, she had 3 of the older girls take her aside and do nothing but work on smiling for almost 2 hours. Like, girl, you can jump, you can tumble, but you can't smile. Like, can we fix your face? Like, what should be the easiest part of anything? So making that shift to cheerleading from gymnastics was hard, but then it soon became her favorite part. She loved being out, cheering on the games, being with the friends, working together as a team. It was just a whole different experience, and one that, as scared as she was to try, she fell in love with pretty quickly.
The people next to you are helping you. So like you're constantly encouraging each other, and so that's what really made me fall in love with it, because you have like a connection with the people on the team and like the coaches that I didn't have in gymnastics. I think that's what really helped me get into the sport.
Only Tuesday, or like I think it was either Tuesday or Monday, is only an hour, and then Wednesday is 2 hours.
For UIL?
UIL.
Oh, wait, so we're only doing, so it's 3 practices a week or 2?
I don't know. I think it's.
So we'll probably add more, like as
I'm gonna try one of these crunchy grapes.
Our theme, our theme for camp this year is witches.
We should be midnight. I said we should do midnight.
How is that even related?
Did
you see their new
witches,
theme?
That's rad. Yeah, I've known about it for a while.
Oh.
They made Cassidy dye her hair.
I actually saw it on TikTok before they posted it, but. The what?
The cheese.
Oh.
I'm eating.
We're gonna have to redo that.
My 2 best friends are Cambria and Macy. Everyone always calls us the 3 Stooges because we literally joke around all the time. And so we spend so much time just like at school and in cheer practice and like outside of school. We just do literally everything together. And like if one person can't do something, we don't do it.
Oh. Score! Maybe I just need to go first every time. Are we going to like the part where she like
Gets married?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
When she started cheering for Foster, she met her 2 little best friends, and they're a hot mess half the time when they're together. They're like sisters, and they love life together, and they love cheering together, and all the things that went with it.
We're all there for each other through all of our practices and stuff like that. I mean, it is so extensive. We cheered at the big stadium, still with my 2 best friends. Everything we do together, and everything is just a blast and so much more fun whenever I have them by my side.
So that's 4. No, we have 4. No, but that 6. We just got 4 from that.
Had it not been for cheerleading, I don't think they ever would have gotten to be able to be bonded together. She is loving cheerleading, she's loving life. We've got competitive cheer, we have high school cheer, school's going well. This is her sophomore year, she's on Varsity. Friday Night Lights are so fun. Everything, I mean, she's on cloud 9. There's nothing that can bring her down. Life is good and wonderful. And then, tragically, one of her gymnastics friends, she lost. And going to a funeral of a girl that you've grown up with, someone your own age, and she, had spent a couple days crying and upset with all of her other friends over the loss. She's like, "Mom, I'm gonna go to tumbling." And I was like, "Are you really? I don't know that that's the best idea. You're tired. You're emotionally drained. You've been crying." She's like, "I just need to turn my brain off for just a minute. Like, I just need to shut it off. I need to go escape." Well, then she goes, and she threw her double full one more time and landed it not well, and completely just blew out her knee. This night I had an event to go to for school, so Dad took her.
She was in my tumbling class. She was just getting back to where she was feeling strong with her tumbling again, and she wanted to work doubles. She just wouldn't stop. She's determined. And it was that situation where she was like, just one more. She went through the double, When she landed, her knee just was kind of short, and it just kind of, your knee can only pivot so many ways, and it just kind of went.
I get a call, and it's 5 minutes after her class is over, and he's like, she blew out her knee. I was 100% convinced it was a joke. It wasn't real. This isn't real.
I carried Avery to her mother's vehicle, and they went to get her checked out that night.
They were concerned that she could have possibly had a tumor in the other leg that could have possibly like ruptured or shattered. They're like, with her history, she needs to go and she needs to go get a CT scan. All of those fears started flooding back. She had completely blown out her ACL and tears in both meniscus. You're gonna have surgery, there's no option not to, and you're gonna be on crutches. Then she was told cheerleading is off the table for the rest of the season.
So you don't know if they're gonna bounce back and what they're gonna do, given her, especially her situation coming back just previously from the bone cancer. So I was very worried with that, very worried with that.
When she tore her knee, we didn't feel like it was ever gonna be something she couldn't come back from. We knew it was gonna be long haul again, but it was gonna go faster than it realized. It was gonna seem super slow, but then when we look back, it's gonna seem like it just happened last week. And she was gonna be fine and life was gonna go on.
After the surgery, my doctor was like, yeah, so maybe in a year and a half, you'll be back. And I was like, what? I was just so upset. But my coach, I remember like, she called me and she was like, you know, you're still part of this team, right? Like, you may not be competing, but like, we still love you and you are still part of this team.
Hey, Avery, just wanted to wish you the best of luck on your surgery tomorrow. You're going to do amazing and completely rock it. We are praying for you. We love you so much. And here are some words from your team.
Good luck on your knee surgery, Avery. We love you and we're praying for you, and we can't wait to see you back on the floor. We hope you have a good surgery. We're praying for you. Good luck on your surgery. I hope it goes really well. You bring so much positivity to this team, and I can't wait to see you again. Good luck, Avery.
This injury didn't take me into the same place as like my tumor and all of that took me into, because I still had that sense of like sisterhood within the team, and like I still felt part of something, and like I obviously still had all the same friends. And so even though I couldn't participate, I was still like active in the cheer world, if that makes sense.
Watching Avery go through the process of knowing that her season at that time was essentially over was excruciating for me and for her team. Knowing that she worked so hard to get to the point that she was at, and she was so close to the biggest part of our season, and then watching her go through the process, the ups and the downs of it, and missing out on all of the opportunities was really heartbreaking as her coach. With that being said, I knew that there was going to be a light at the end of the tunnel. I knew from day one that she was going to do whatever it took to get back out there. So I knew that that hope was there of getting her back, and we just needed to do everything that we could to support her in that process.
She wasn't with them, but she was with them. She was still a part of their team. And so she knew she had a long road ahead of her as far as like recovery and therapy and rehab and not being able to do all the things that she was doing, but she knew it was going to get back. She knew she had the support of her friends. She actually came back stronger, I think, in a good way, as you know, as much as we can find the light in the situation.
Yeah, so I guess this was, hey, making steaks.
Yes, for lunch.
Is it New York strip?
Yes. Harley won't let me cook ribeyes.
Since we'll all go on senior trips, we're all just going to go on each other's senior trips. Cambry's senior trip is Fiji. Mine is Europe. Macy's, I forgot where Macy's was going to be.
I know that every parent says that they're proud of their children. It's crazy because you know that you're going to be proud of your kids and you know you're going to love them no matter what. Because to go through these things, when I look back and I look at her brother now that he's her age, he just seems so little when she's had to start going through things that most people don't ever have to even consider or think about. It's like proud doesn't even describe how I feel about her, because the resilience to be able to keep pushing through whatever life throws at you. how she's persevered in all of the aspects of her life. She's just such a good, kind-hearted girl who will do anything for her friends, her family.
The whole process has been like, it's really taken me back through like my whole life.
We realize her resilience. I'm in awe of her.
I think that's what's so special about her is you know, her determination for getting back on the floor and getting back with her team.
But we always want to strive for more.
She never once let it get her down. But I do think, and I've told her this before, when she came back, I'm like, your tumbling is stronger than it was prior.
Nice job. Good job. Yeah, good. We're there.
Avery does continue to get stronger every year, and her skill improves every year.
What she's been through and how she kept kind-hearted and helpful to people. I'm just so proud of the woman she is becoming.
The biggest things come out of the most terrible situations. My biggest blessing in disguise was the tumor. I got so much out of that. I would probably not be a cheerleader if it wasn't for that. Keep that optimistic hope, and I know it is so hard. Everything that I've been through has made me just so much stronger and given me so many opportunities, and I would not change a thing.